Good day, good love, good evening, and good full moon, lunar eclipse, blue moon, and blood moon, as we saw this morning. Thank you for being here, and thank you, Alex, for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me.
What an incredible day to be together in a video together for the first time on this day, and this energetic day, and of this lunar eclipse also. And it's only been, for anybody who doesn't already know, it's only been a couple of weeks since Alex and I met. We were just talking about that. It's only this month in January. So as we come to a completion, which is what full moons are about. So here we are today on this completion of this January day, yet we're really, how do I want to say it, beginning a whole new cycle, and yet today we're completing an old cycle in order for us to begin this new cycle. And so I find it very appropriate that January is number one day, month, and that this 2018 is an 11 year, and so there's that 111 energy, and yet the Trinity, the three. So we've got the three there, the coming together of body, mind, and spirit. And as we become closer to the highest version frequencies that we are, the closer that we become to seeing our own divine flame. And if so, perhaps you could call that a twin flame, I don't know. And we meet people along the way that, as we were discussing earlier, that you have connections with it are so powerful and strong you cannot begin to understand them. And to know somebody for a day and feel as if you've known them for a lifetime, and that they were very powerful lifetimes, and is something that in our ascension process has become quite the phenomenon. And whether you want to call it past lives or simultaneous lives, I happen to believe that everything is happening right now, that they're all parallel realities, that everything we're experiencing is happening right now. And now that the veil is thinning because we're becoming higher vibrational beings, we're able to experience these amazing, and I say that word so many times because I feel like this is a maze that we're going through, and then every time we get to a new spot, it's just like this great new realization. And so we come across these people in our lives that I can't even describe how I felt the day we met, and even the interactions that I've had, even today with the woman that I was with today. It's just how you cannot describe these. And these are people from all over the world. Here's Alex in Serbia, I'm in the United States, and all these other people from all over the world. She just happened to be from from Europe and the UK and Portugal and Spain and that area. So how blessed are we that we can now reach across the world and find our soulmates that we never would have been able to find before. And I can't even explain, as we were talking about earlier, this energy and these feelings and how to process what happens when we meet somebody who, in a flash, you realize. And for me, sometimes I can literally meet somebody and I can immediately see our timelines together. It's a very powerful and emotional experience. And we're invited to, as soon as Alex and I started talking, I said, we have to do a video together, and especially when you started speaking light languages for the first time and channeling for the first time, and I'm like, okay, all of this happened just in the space of what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm still so shocked and excited, and just unable to really, and this is almost where I'm hearing light languages comes in, because it invites us to have a conversation in a way that we can put all the self-judgment aside, the what does this mean aside, and say, let's just enjoy whatever this connection is and speak in galactic light languages, and which eliminates the the need to pepper our words, the need to say but not say, which it makes all that disappear. And so I didn't, and today I didn't plan on any of this. This is just coming out spontaneously. I've planned none of this, as we were joking about, which I never do. And because I believe that that's what this is about. It's about allowing that spontaneity. And the fact that Alex is watching my videos, and I hadn't done a video for a few days, and he just reaches right out and sends me a message and says, hey, I haven't heard from you in a few days. Is everything okay? And it was like somebody just reached in and grabbed my heart and just touched it. And I was just like, here's a complete stranger, who would send me a message and doesn't even know me. And then he's going, oh my God, I'm this professional channeler, and she responds. And I'm like, I'm just a person. I'm just like, I was so touched by that message. I was like, I have to know this person. I have to know this person who was so awesome that they would send me a private message to say, is everything okay? That we haven't seen you for a couple of days. And I was just so humbled. And I still, when I think about it, I can't stop grinning from ear to ear because of how I felt. I was like, oh, I was just, and then how excited you were when I responded, and I was like, I was like, oh, look how sweet. So, yeah.
I really didn't expect you to answer, but I was guided to send you that message that, what's the matter? Why isn't there any more videos? Because I just found you and you stopped making them.
And then a couple days later, you start speaking light languages. And
oh my God, yeah.
And he's like, I think I just channeled my hybrid child. Oh my God, I just channeled for the first time. And I'm like, oh yeah, we so have to do a video together. I'm like, this shit doesn't happen just in 3 weeks, but it does. Clearly it does.
Yeah, everything's possible now.
Everything is possible. And this is what the difference when I was a kid that I tried to explain to my family, that was so perfectly said, because it's so simple, but this is what I was trying to explain to my family when what faith really means. And it means that embracing the idea that everything is possible, and to not limit yourself, because these are people still who have trouble even believing that there is other life that exists outside our planet, yet have not even begun to truly connect with what's right here in front of them, with their own planet, with their own trees and plants and animals, and to a degree, but not, I think, to the degree, like, say, we know is possible. There's this limitation factor, and when we let our limitations down, and when we let our fears down and realize that fear really is nothing but fear itself, there's nothing to it except for, I could send this person a message or I could not, and I could live in this fear and not change my reality, or I can move through the fear, and look what happened. We don't even know what happened. It's like, you know, so it's like, it's a miracle to me how, and then to be able to have this internet consciousness that we have all created together because we were energetically asking for decades for our to hear our truth. We wanted to meet other people. We wanted to know that we weren't alone. We wanted to know that we connected on levels. And I've always believed that it didn't matter what language you spoke. That when you look in someone's eyes and you look at them, you and I didn't, you and I, and this has happened to me many with other people where we did not even speak the same language, but yet English, for some reason, the English language has afforded us to somehow connect almost all over the world. I am more shocked than you can imagine that how many people, even you, who said, well, I don't speak very good English, or I'm embarrassed to go on camera because of my English. And I said, that's absolutely absurd because I can't believe how well everyone speaks English in countries in which that is not your native tongue. And yet me, I live in America and I do not speak any other languages. And yet I'm just shocked at how that we're able to communicate like this in my language. And now we have,
you know, my spiritual awakening has started in English.
And see, and so many people, even the woman that I was talking to today, she says even my timelines now, she says even my days now are starting to revolve around USA time. And I laughed because she just said the same thing. I told her that. I said, the guy I'm supposed to do the video with today said the same thing, because we all want to we all want to hang out together. And in order to do that in different parts of the world, I mean, what time is it for you?
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock here, 1 a.m.
a.m. Now, it's only, what time is it for me? It's only 6 o'clock in the evening. So look at this. And I've been trying to do this as early as we could today. Just for that reason. And yet I realize that even when you come to Will's hangouts and things, I mean, they don't even start for another hour and you're waiting to be able to hang out with us. And so how do you, and this is how I was too when I first found everybody and Human Colony, and then you, it's like we get to that where we want to get to know each other and explore everything there is to know about each other, like we're reuniting with a family member we haven't seen before or one we didn't know existed. And then you find out that your mother had a son or something like that, or and you find you have this long lost brother, and it's like you can't get enough of each other because you want to know everything, because now you've got a new connection you never had before. And it's one of the most exhilarating experiences in my life. And I just can't even express to anybody how in love with this life that I'm living right now, that I'm able to, because, and all because of light languages. For me, all because of light languages, this would have happened for me. And yet here we are today, that has led us together. And now you speak them and are channeling and have accelerated. We were talking about snowballing just a few minutes ago, how your acceleration, you have snowballed in 3 weeks, like like people I've never seen. I mean, it's incredible. So, yeah.
I was guided just at the beginning when you mentioned how this is a blessing, internet really became a blessing. At the beginning, I believe there was some kind of hidden agenda,
Mm-hmm.
but we transmuted.
Well, I think there still is.
It is, but it's not working anymore. For them, it's working for us now.
I mean, I remember when it was creepy. I remember when we would first start like meeting people online, and a long, long time ago, and people were really creeped out about seeing each other and looking at each other and seeing your house. And it's like, now who cares? We hang out in our bedrooms, our kitchens, we're cooking, we're cleaning, we don't care, we're eating,
Welcome to my living room.
Welcome to my life. Yeah. Welcome to my family. Welcome to my house. Mi casa, su casa. You know. So yeah. And isn't that great though that we can be so relaxed with each other and not care what we look like, what time of day it is, what we're wearing, what our hair looks like. You know, it's like all we do is just
terrible, but it's
we don't care. Your hair is always perfect. your hair is always freaking perfect. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And he's just like, it's always like so perfect.
No, it's because of headphones, but it's terrible. Trust me. No. Yeah, but it's really beautiful. Internet became something very beautiful and now really connects people. It's connecting family, spiritual family.
It is. And it's funny how, if you think about it, how kind of metaphoric it is too, because, okay, so the computer's a computer language that you put into a bunch of numbers in a row, and then it creates things like, you know, pictures. And then it makes us be able to connect with each other. And all it is a bunch of ones and zeros. But but it's really like, and so now we've gotten into like, okay, so you have a credit card and it's like you get your paycheck, but your paycheck is like, goes right into the bank. And then you have a credit card. It's like, nothing's actually real. Not real. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's all like etheric money, and it's so, and even the internet is like, it's an etheric place, but it is its own collective consciousness for which we all get to turn on at the end of the day and connect to our collective consciousness, and then go interact with our real family. You know,
yeah,
go ahead. TV, but backwards.
Yeah, you know, when you mentioned this, I was like, oh my God, code, like zeros and ones. It's DNA.
Yes.
It's our connection, you know, to each other physically, but internet has a DNA that connects us. So this just came to my mind.
And this is what I mean. And when we start having these conversations, you're able to connect to those ideas, and you begin to understand on a much higher multidimensional level how we as a human collective consciousness created the internet so we could do this. It's our first permission slip to the first step of first contact, because now we're comfortable being with each other. We're comfortable crossing the borders and the barriers that once held us apart by everything. Country borders, languages, religions, races, colors. We have come together now in a way that this is what they've been waiting for. They're like, finally, you guys are getting it. Finally, you're finally able to experience this higher love that you've never experienced before. And let me come to the idea today of the lion energy. This is the full moon eclipse in Leo. We've got the lion energy. Oh, where'd it go? Here it is. Look what I found at the store yesterday. Yes, a lion. So this eclipse is in Leo. So was the full solar eclipse. So and there's a little story behind this guy, because when I was grocery shopping, I was looking through the bin and I was looking through for a dog, because there was little doggies in there and looked just like Ranger. So I was like, oh, look how cute the dog is. And so I'm looking for a dog, and they're like, no. They're like, keep digging. So I'm digging and I'm digging. And there it was, the lion. And I'm like, are you kidding? The full moon in Leo, and then the solar eclipse was in Leo.
Oh my God, there's again more.
The lion energy is our heart. It's the sun, because the sun rules Leo. So we're being asked to open our hearts, roar like a lion. I mean, all of this stuff was coming out today. And it was interesting because his name's Louis. So Louis's birthday Oh, okay. So he says, hang on a sec. So Louis says, I am royal. They call me king. Out of the bushes, I will spring. My birthday is January 28th.
Oh
So,
my God.
okay. So here we are being asked to step into our royalty, step into our divinity, to embrace this lion and lioness energy. His birthday is January 28th, which is 1, and then 10, which is 1 1. So now let's talk about 11 and the year 2018. So his birthday, so I'm thinking, I'm now here I am at the grocery store going, are you kidding me? All these synchronicities, and so this is how our spirit guides talk to us. So here we've got, this 111 energy of this little guy, and this last day of January, and if you look at the date, so you've got your 1 and 1, and then 2018's 11. So I'm seeing 1, 1, and 11. So I've got this 11, 11 energy, and then the 3 from the Trinity crystal and Christ consciousness going on. And now we're talking about unity and numbers and ones and zeros. And this is interesting how if you break us down into our energetic frequencies, if you will, we physically are nothing more than ones and zeros. Not really.
Exactly.
Not really. So absolutely that it would stand to reason then that we could connect this way through basically an ethereal cord, if you will. And the fact that today we are so comfortable with looking at each other in the eye that we're finally able to understand what they've been trying to tell us all along, that look at yourself in the eye because these are the windows to your soul. Look at the person in front of you. That is the window to your soul. That is your mirror. In this moment right now, we are each other's reflections, and whether you want to understand it or not from a physics standpoint, that's exactly what's happening. You're creating your version of me, and I'm creating my version of you. And for whatever reason, those versions of each other change based upon our frequencies and where we're resonating. And so you're only going to meet people of that vibration when you become your true vibration, your true self, your true blue, and this true blue you. And so when I think about today and the blue moon and being true blue, and to me being true blue, being authentic, being the lion in the jungle, knowing that I'm humble enough to know how royal I am. I'm humble enough to know that I'm a god, that I'm a goddess, that I'm a priest and a priestess, that I have the ability to manipulate matter, and that I can make anything happen. I'm owning that now. That's what I'm going to move into. But I'm going to know that power, with that power comes wisdom and responsibility in order to carry that power. And we as a human collective consciousness haven't reached that yet, but it's the teachers and the teachers like you and I who are here to help usher that in. And this day, the date equals 7. That's the date of spirituality. It's the day about connecting with our spiritual selves, our spirit world. It's about opening up that gate. So now you've got that 7 energy for today's date, of that, and then you've got the 1111, you've got the 3 of the Trinity. So, and then the swirling energy telling us to just feel the flow of your magnificence flowing through you, and feel what that feels like. Feel what it feels like to feel this higher love, because that feeling of higher love that we're feeling, and that even that we feel for each other, and this new understanding, that higher love is just it's like they show me, it's just a drop, like a raindrop in the ocean of every rain that's ever rained, of the percentage of how much you're loved, that you can't even imagine the love that's there for you, that we're experiencing is just a glimpse of what that love really feels like. And that's why sometimes it's so hard for us, as I was explaining earlier today to you, that sometimes it's difficult to even come near it because it's so big and so strong and so loving that we still haven't even convinced ourselves that we're even deserving or capable of sending and receiving that kind of love. And it's a
Yeah.
very powerful, powerful realization, you know, and something to experience. So how about you? What do you think?
Oh my God. About this connection, I don't know what to think.
Just in general. I don't just just about anything and anything at all.
You know, everything happens for a reason. That's what I know now. I was someplace else like 3 months ago. I was a completely different person, and everything changed in my life. So now, whatever happens, I embrace it. And oh my God, this love you're talking about, I can feel that, and I can't explain that, and I'm not trying to, because it's not important. It's important that it's there. We can feel it, you know, that connection, that very, very deep connection, something that brought us together. It was very synchronistically, very strange. No, there is no way to explain this because it's crazy. I mean, nothing's crazy because everything is possible, but you know, it's unbelievable, just unbelievable. And I think we just have to spread this love towards all of people who are watching this in their now moment. I think they will feel it.
And I've been feeling this pink and green energy all day, and it's just been a beautiful feeling, this heart energy and this heart chakra energy and this pink crystalline consciousness energy. It's been very beautiful. It's truly been an incredible this month. This month of January, this number 1 month in this 11 year has been on so many levels, on every level that I'm even aware of, has truly been life altering. It has been so expanding and so enriching and so passionate with the passion of learning what living is supposed to be, the passion of living who you want to be and being open with saying what you want to say to who you want to say it, and not letting a moment go by anymore without saying what that, speaking that truth, that because we're no longer afraid of love. And that is a big thing for us as a human collective, because we've been so afraid of love on every single level because we have been taught, because we came here to experience that, that we have come to understand every single polarity that can possibly be attached to love, and have come through it and still be able to come through being able to see that now, to actually be able to see that that we have come to a place now where we are looking at what we want to call all of our experiences, past lives, timelines, parallel realities, and they are right here in front of us, surrounding us, and they're right there now, and we can touch them, feel them, sense them, we can hear them now, we can channel their information and their energy now, and they're real to us now, and yet they're us. And so now we're able to begin to encompass what this love feels like and to experience what it is that we are, like, what our source really wanted us to experience here, but yet we had to see the polarity of all of it in order to be able to even see the other side of it. They're showing me even like right now going through a black hole, and we think that it's just this where everything ceases to exist, yet that's not the case at all. Actually, even our scientists now have discovered this, that they've misinterpreted a black hole all along, and that now what they understand is the energy completely travels completely through it and is transformed in such a way that it is more powerful than it has ever been, and after traveling through the black hole. So what we thought was this abyss is that, and even our life, what we thought this was an abyss, or that there's nothing beyond all of this, all of a sudden we understand that, oh, wait a minute, no, we actually completely transform. And not only do we transform, we actually come out more powerful on the other side. And I was getting that message really loud today, even in the session that I did. And so it was very interesting how, and maybe that's part of these portals that are opening with the Lion's Gate portals, and allowing, and well, I know that for sure, but allowing all that love energy. It's as if today is another one of those pushes of that divine love energy, that new, like a whole new wave of divine feminine energy, and a whole new wave of a new way of balancing the scales again, and the lion and the lioness, and that they are, they are equal, and yet, without one another's equality, we have got to re-embrace that. And eclipses, solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, they remind us to put things back into balance about the light and the dark, and that we need to reunite that feminine and masculine energy again. And I have to say right now, as I'm saying it, that that's probably one of the things that has drawn me to the people that I have been drawn to the most, are probably the people, the men who are embracing this part of themselves and feeling and understanding the need for that balance. And also even the females now understanding that they also have to come the other way and come and embrace their own masculine selves. It's time to stand up to their own equality, because we don't, as you and I were talking about earlier, we orchestrate everything, and the victimization mode is over. We're done blaming everybody and our ancestors for everything else, because now we know, in this now, I own it. I can blame my mother and my father for all the shit and all the baggage and this and that, and I can continue to use that as an excuse not to shine and be myself. And I can use my past lives as that, and I can use, post-traumatic stress to say, I'm still suffering from the trauma from that. Well, you know what? Bashar's going to say, get over it. You are now. You have a choice now. You now are so powerful that you understand now the physics of all of this. That doesn't jive anymore. It's not even logical anymore. It doesn't even sit logical in your mind anymore. It's like, now that it was an experience. You choose whether or not you want to experience the memory of that as a negative or a positive, because you can look at the sadness of it as a positive now because of where it's brought you. So you change the tables. And when you do that, you change your past, because now when you go look at your past, it doesn't hurt anymore, because you realize you forgive everybody involved, because it's just a play.
Yeah.
There's nobody to to be angry with. There's nobody to blame. And so when you understand that, now that you know you're a multidimensional being, having a three-dimensional awareness right now, in this now, right now, that you can choose whether or not you want to drag that idea with you still, if you want to. If you want, this is the beauty of being the beings that we're being, is that we're so powerful that we get to decide how much we want to bring in, how long we want to experience it, how much process do we want to go through. And now most of us, like we were talking today, we're like, yeah, we're done with that process stuff. We're kind of ready to move on to the bigger picture. Like, I'm ready to manifest shit right now. I'm ready to stop this crap now. I'm ready to live the life I want now. I'm ready to see that I don't need to make excuses to go. And, you know, we talked about this today, about we don't need to justify anymore why we want what we want. It's because it's what we want. That's it. That's the only reason we need, because that's why we came, to be different. And we've been so busy trying to compare ourselves and be like everybody else, that the people that we looked up to and the people that made the biggest changes on the planet were the ones that stepped out of the box, decided to not follow the rules. How much did we talk about that the other day, Alex, about you and I, the ones that always followed the rules, but we were the ones who were saying, this is not right. And I know it's not right. And I will conform right now, because in order for me to maintain this belief system, in order for me to navigate through this, I'm going to pretend and play this game with you, but I'm going to tell you I'm on to the game. And so now we're saying, I no longer need to give you a reason. The only reason I need is because this is what my heart's telling me. And if you love me unconditionally and you want what's best for me, and you've been telling me all my life, when I say you, I'm talking about our parents, our clergy, our teachers, our schooling, everybody that we looked up to as an authority figure that had the answers for us, that clearly had none of the answers at all. You know, we looked up to them, and now we've been telling them all along, no. And now we were able to say, I don't need an excuse anymore. You've been telling me all along to follow my heart, and then you give me every reason why I shouldn't do that. You throw guilt at me, you throw, so you throw all the stuff at me, but yet you tell me, but follow your heart, because that's the key. But don't follow your heart if it's going to hurt me. Don't follow your heart if it's going to make me uncomfortable, because that means I'm going to put a condition on your love. So those days are gone. Those days are over. That's what's happening now. It's time to roar.
Yeah, I was thinking about the shadow because of this eclipse. It's shadow.
Yes.
And I've been trying, or not trying, I've been processing this, shadow integration during December. And I think I did a good job, because after that, I met you and my gifts activated somehow. I don't say I'm completely over everything that's happened to me in my childhood and growing up and blah blah blah. But I think a huge amount of those stuff are left behind or deleted even.
Oh, exactly. Don't they just sort of feel like when you go back and you look at it now, it's almost like the emotion that you had tied to it, all the judgment, is sort of like it's just kind of deleted. Like you said, it's sort of gone, and you look back at it now, you just see it a different way.
Yeah. Things are moving forward.
It's very freeing. And it is very freeing. And the thing is, it also, we have to remember, we do a disservice to the other people in our lives that are our soulmates in that moment. And We, even to our parents, our relationships, whatever they are, you know, we do a disservice to them by not saying what we really want in our hearts, because when we do that, don't we feel relieved when somebody says something that they speak from their heart and they get something off their chest, and then they're like, and then you see them in a different way, and it sort of like gives you permission then to do the same thing in your own life, but it changes the relationship between the two of you. It, because all of a sudden now that there's something that dissolved, like you just said, there's something that sort of just dissolved, that there was a wall between the two of you that was invisible, and it was just a perception of where you are and where I am. Like, you know, why would this person even respond to me? Like, I couldn't imagine why this person would even write back to me, but why wouldn't I? That's the whole thing. So we're so afraid to reach out to somebody, and that person may be waiting for someone like you, like, you know, the other person, to reach out to them so that they can be themselves, and so they can say, wow, you know, thanks for doing that, and you gave me permission to be myself in a way that I couldn't before, or to express myself, or my love for, you know, another fellow human being in a way that I've never been able to do before, without judging it, without having to label it, without having to say, what is this, or why am I feeling this way, or what am I supposed to do with this, or, you know, it. And it reminds me of a relationship with someone in my family that, you know, they met somebody and they spent all this time together and they were together for months, and then all of a sudden now the person said, and the person made it clear all along, you know, I don't want that kind of a relationship. I just, you know, and now this person's mad because the other person, although the other person made it clear from day one, I do not expect anything. I don't want anything long term. I don't want a relationship. I'm taking this one day at a time. Let's enjoy what's here. So they spend all this time together. Now the other person wants to break it off because they need time for themselves. And now this other person says, what a jerk. What a waste of time that was. Was it? Was it? Didn't you enjoy every single moment where you were together? Didn't you experience joy and love in a way you never have before? How can you say that wasn't worth anything? It was because of the expectation you put on the end of the relationship. You saw an ending to something that was never, there is no ending. You put a cap on something, you put an expectation on it, and then when you force that expectation on that person who told you to begin with that there was no expectation, that was, and now who's unhappy and why? And who, but now you made that person the bad guy because you judged them, because you judged the love, you judged the experience, and now you have discounted the value of that experience by saying, what a waste of time. How, and you know, when I heard that person say that, I was so like, I was like a mixture of angry and like, I wanted to be like, set them straight. And I wanted, and I, you know what? I said, nothing, nothing, not my business, not my job, not my work to fix that situation. That needs to, you know, and I thought, how sad is it that we can have, that we can like, you can meet somebody and have a situation, a relationship, and just because it doesn't have a turn out or end the way you think it's supposed to, that it has no, that it doesn't have a value. That is your soulmate, my friend. Right then, in that moment, no matter how many minutes, whether it's 1 minute that you spend.
It was in the now. So it's important.
Yes. I've had soulmate connection relationships with a cashier at the grocery store where we have had the most fun in the 2 or 3 minutes that we were together, and laughed and felt like my heart was exploding when I walked out. I never saw the person again. But yeah, in that moment, we were each other's soulmates because we were different after that exchange. I knew they were different and I knew I was different. And I took that nugget of and I bring that with that. I bring her with me. I remember her. I mean, and it's like I bring them with me right now. In this now, I'm remembering that moment, even though I've never seen them again. So isn't it incredible how, and this is what the Yael, and I remember Sean Swanson channeling the Yael, and the Yael were saying that they don't even understand why they say, we see every interaction as a beautiful interaction that is supposed to be happening in that now. And if say if we decide to go to a music concert and we are listening to the music and then we decide that in that moment we must stand up and walk across and leave the room and go and speak to another person, is the person angry who's creating the music that we've walked away? No, of course not, because we are following our highest joy and excitement, and they are as well. And they know that that by me walking away, that then this must mean that I am off to experience yet another one of my highest joys and excitements, because then I know that they were supposed to interact with this person in that now, and that is their most highest excitement and the highest joy and the highest synchronistic thing that could happen to them in their highest frequency, because they're operating on nothing but joy and synchronicity. They plan nothing ever. And yet we still can't seem to allow ourselves to move through that. And I have to say, I'm even so grateful to you that I'm seeing this flow. I'm looking down at the flow of this again, that and how we flow through each other's lives, and how appreciative I am that that it was so important to you to have this interaction. That here you are. It's in the middle of the night for you. And that it was so. That's value to me. That's what we need to put our value on now, is those interactions, that time together, knowing that these are the people that, even though they're brought to us from a spiritual realm, they're here to help us in our 3D world excel, find the jobs we're looking for, the love we're looking for, the relationships we're looking for, the homes, the apartments. They're there to guide us to everything we want.
Yeah, but in order that to happen, you have to allow. That's that's the first thing, That was my download. Trust, allow, accept.
Trust,
When
allow, accept.
when that happens, then magic starts to happen.
And that was your first
Experience. This story you just talked about, those people who broke up, and well, it was an experience. Maybe manifested at the end, manifested in a bad way, but it was just an experience. When a terrorist attack occurs, people go mad. Oh my God, why did this happen? It's just an experience. We are playing roles here. We're actors. Why to hate an actor only because he plays a negative role? It's just experience.
Exactly. We love the bad guy on TV, and then he kind of gets pigeonholed then, because he can't get any other acting jobs except for the bad guy. But he plays the bad guy so well, and we love him because he plays the bad guy so well.
Yeah, that's the point, We're obsessed with bad guys, but when someone is really a bad guy, then
And don't we get mad though when the story doesn't have a happy ending?
Completely other thing, yeah.
You're like, how was the movie? It was terrible. It had a bad ending. It had an unhappy ending. It was terrible ending. But if it's a happy ending, it was a great ending.
Yeah.
We even label that.
Yeah, but this allowance and freedom, when I remember just 3 months ago, I was religious. I was very Orthodox Christian. And I spent like 25 years praying every single night before the bed. Every single night. And then I was praying in my mind, I never spoke prayer. And one day I said, enough. This has become a ritual. this is like a mechanic action. I don't even think about what I'm thinking, when I'm praying. So this doesn't serve me anymore. God is here. I stopped looking for a God up there, he's not there, guys, it's here. Everything's here. And everything's here and we're in all of it. So I said, no more. There's no need to pray. And I stopped praying. And I was afraid at the beginning, oh my God, what will happen, if you don't pray? Something bad could happen. You can have a dream of a devil or something. But no, nothing weird happened. I was
Nothing
free
weird.
finally. And I drank the devil. And it was actually a mixture of Jesus and devil. And that was part of my integration of shadow. And I wasn't afraid at all because everything shifted. I transformed and transmuted everything. That's freedom.
That's and
So
that's
I just wanted to share this.
that's
Maybe
a
help
very
someone.
important point, because it's interesting all the synchronicities that are happening right now, even with the parallels of the conversations that I had today. Because we were talking today about that paradox of embracing our permission slips, but we are at this point now where we understand we don't need them. That and yet we are also understanding that the crystals do carry vibration. Yes, they are a permission slip, but they're real in the sense that we have agreed collectively, for example, that a particular stone carries a particular frequency, and that's agreed upon whether it's all throughout creation or if it's agreed upon through our experience here on Earth. But nonetheless, it's an agreed upon thing that that stone will carry those particular vibrations, and that has a physical effect on our physical three-dimensional bodies. But yet, we also know at the same side of that, we are so powerful that we don't need the stone itself either. We can say, I in this now would like to bring in the power of the rose quartz, and I do not need the physical thing anymore. And now I'm getting too loud. Oh my God, it's so loud. Both ears. Really? So now we know that. So we know we can bring in the energy of that essence, of that energy, of that being, that the ones and zeros, the the actual dial frequency of that thing, of the energy of the rose quartz. And you could be sitting in a very stressful situation, or you've got to say you're in the middle of a conversation and you need to notch up the love about a couple degrees. You can literally say, all right, rose quartz and whoever else wants to jump in now, I could use a hand here. And they're there. It's done. It's done unless you think it's not done. So
Yeah.
now okay, so we know the rose quartz really holds a vibration, but we also know we're so powerful because, like you just said, we're part of everything. So we also know, well, I don't really need it either, do I? Ooh.
Exactly.
Well, that's a kind of weird paradox. How do we function? How do our brains figure that out? It's like too much. So, but yeah, that's what's happening. And the thing is that we understand it. And now we're beginning to understand it. We're like, oh, okay, I get that concept. Let's move on to the next amazing concept.
Yeah.
Got that one. I get it. And the thing is I can't even sometimes even explain or articulate these concepts to anybody, but yet I know them. I could tell you but I can't tell you how it's done. It's like I know how it's done, but I can't explain how it's done.
Yeah.
Light languages is a lot like that. I can't explain the mechanics of how it works, but I can tell you it's a powerful thing and it works.
Oh boy, yeah.
So I don't know why. I don't even know why I was drawn to it. I still ask my higher guides and all that. Why was I drawn to light languages? What is it about this that I am so powerfully drawn to speak it, write it, share it, commune with people, you know, activate people? I don't know why, but I know I do. And if it's that powerful, I see if I just now noticed on the floor, I have a feather laying there on the floor, and I just now noticed it. I'm like, thank you. Um, it's like, see, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Now, I just noticed it, so, um, that's how powerful we're discovering we are. And then we wake up in the morning and we're like, okay, we contradict what we just learned, and then we try to maybe stuff it back down a little bit into our 3D reality and go, well, maybe that didn't really happen, or maybe I can't really, and then something happens in your day, like you'll see the numbers, or you have an experience like you had today where you get to see the polarity of things, and you understand all of a sudden what used to look very negative looked very positive, didn't it? Didn't it show you something very special about how far you've come in your discernment and your ability to say, no, 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 you are not invited.
Yeah,
This
I'm not
party.
allowed. Yeah.
That was a huge lesson you learned today about discernment, but you need to pat yourself on the back because you took one day to figure that out. And a lot of people would have hung on to that and hung on to that. And you know what else that would have happened with them? They would have dragged all that and they would have created a whole new reality timeline in which that would have manifested a whole nother situation. So you need to look at yourself and really pat yourself on the back for the ladder climb you took today on that rung, because by taking the bull by the horns that you did, you were able to say to anybody else who's listening out there, you aren't invited to my party unless you're invited. That's huge for a teacher of a teacher. You have got to be able to do that, because if you can't, you know.
Yeah, it was a huge lesson, but I don't like to use the word lesson,
I know.
I think
I don't either. What's an
experience? Exactly. Yeah. To feel, to sense everything, to live that moment, that situation.
Lesson is associated with teaching, which is associated with the teachers who have got to have a lesson plan, because the superintendent of the school system says that you have to have a lesson plan and you have to follow it, and then you have to test these students on this lesson plan. And it's interesting how we all over collectively have associated experiences with lessons, and we associate lessons with negativity.
Yeah.
You learned your lesson. You better learn your lesson. And there you go. You just hit on such an important chord, Alex, because lesson, look at the connotations of the frequency of that word that we have associated with that. And how can we, you and I, even today, how can we release in this full moon this idea of releasing? And we're going to do some light languages here really quick because I'm feeling them. Where can, how can we release all of that? Where that's what this is about. It's releasing that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And these antiquated beliefs, and I was thinking about antiques and things, and how they also carry energy, and how we're told that when you get an antique that it carries the energy of the people that owned it before, and that you should kind of cleanse your things and things when you receive things, so that it can purify the energy. And so I think that's part of what all this is happening today. This idea of the, what can we bring to closure today? What is it that we're just done with, and that we don't need the long drawn out processes anymore, just to let that idea go that a lesson is something that is a negative. That what word or what can we do tonight to help everybody, bring in the languages and the energy of saying, how can we turn around this idea of lessons, that it's, no pain, no gain, that you seem to think that you can't get this, that it's got to be hard anymore, because it doesn't. And we can let that go collectively. So my intention, right, as I'm receiving, my intention right now is to help us all collectively do that. How can we, you guys, help us activate each other so that we can take this full moon energy, our own permission slip that we've designed as humans, that we're going to use as permission slips, as portals, to allow energy to flow more fully when these portals are open. And forgive me, I've been talking a long time today. So to allow this portal energy to really amplify and activate, I got to start out my day, because when Will did his hangout this morning, I had just woken up. Now for you, it was already your afternoon. So by the time you got to Will's hangout this morning, well, his broadcast that he did for the full moon, and it was wonderful because we got to watch the whole thing happen, and from the observatory. So it was really cool. So thanks, Will. But so for me, your day you had already experienced some energies of the day. Now, when I first woke up, I got to hang in. He had started his broadcast like 5 minutes after I woke up. So my energy started off really good. So the first thing I do is I go to Will's hangout, and then his broadcast, and then Brian's Lucchese's from Wellness Hero starts a little while later at 9 a.m. my time. So Will started at 7 a.m. my time. So, and then I knew that I was going to have, be meeting with somebody today, and that we were going to be doing this today. So I had this beautiful, like building of energies, and it was, and so this was like my crescendo for the day, like my icing on my cake, if you will.
Yeah.
And so like you'd think I'd be tired because I've been doing this all day, but I understand now even what it's like to learn how to live off your breath, how to be so excited and breathe love all the day that you forget to eat, you forget to sleep, you forget to drink water.
You forget that, please.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel bad because you're always wanting to hang out with us, and it's always so late for you. So I don't want to keep you too much later.
You're late for me. No.
I know. You're always like, oh no, I'll sleep in a little while. I'll sleep later. I'll sleep later.
Tomorrow. It doesn't
I'll
matter.
sleep tomorrow. And that's the beauty of, and I will say, and let's just talk about this in all seriousness, and about being authentic, because, for those of us who live with other people, we have learned also to not be authentic because we're so afraid of what other people are going to think, how they're going to feel. Are they going to feel slighted? Are they going to, and we got to get over that, folks. We got to get over that right now. And it took me, and the reason I'm saying this is because it took me a long time to come to be okay with that, and to be okay with being my authentic self, and to say, this is my passion. This is my love. And there is nothing, like Bashar says, Shavai, there is nothing that is going to stand in my spiritual journey anymore, not even you. And that scares both parties. It scares everybody. It scared my family. It scared my mother and my sister and my children. I left them, but, in all honesty, I miss them, but I don't miss the density. I don't miss the three. I was going to say 3D, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is I don't miss the negativity. I don't miss that energy. I physically could no longer be in that energy. So it became what, as Bashar said, would happen. The day will come, we as humans always will navigate to what we believe is the least painful. Always. It doesn't matter what it is. Every decision we make, and you've had some decisions to make this week, haven't you, about some things? And so whether or not you want to do or move forward on. So we are always going to gravitate toward what we believe in that moment is the least painful, even if that means denying our own authentic selves to make somebody else happy, when in the end we know we are going to suffer miserably if we make that decision. Yet we make the decision anyway, for several reasons. One is the experience, but the other is to show us how incongruent that is with who we are, and that it never, ever turns out well for any of us. We end up sick, we end up diseased, we end up psychotic, we end up angry, lonely, bitter, narcissistic. We end up
Yeah.
we end up in physical, I mean, the list goes on, doesn't it? And then we decide that checking out is just less painful than living here anymore. Well, then there's those of us who've decided that's not going to be our reality anymore. And then we're here to be authentic, because now, by stepping in and saying, it is now mom, dad, partner, teacher, sister, brother, child, uncle, grandma, it's now too painful for me to not be who I am. And it's less painful, the idea of making you happy. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. And you know, they're going to get angry only if you're showing them a reflection that they need to see in themselves about how they are denying themselves the same. And if that anger is that reflection, then my friends, you are doing them a favor, not a disservice. So you can get that idea out of your head, and we can let that go today, right here and now, because haven't we proven now how sick we are as a human collective consciousness, that it doesn't work anymore that way, people? And blaming your past and your parents and your past lives doesn't serve you anymore. Let go of the baggage. It's time. So what can we call it? Let's, even experience now has taken on such broad and specific connotations, but yet there's really nothing else that we have in our vocabulary that describes what an experience is. But that's all this is. So you can put any kind of a positive or negative connotation on it you want, but how do you change what you call a lesson? I just call it growth, expansion. I call it self-awareness. I call it self-love. That's what it is. It's nothing more than figuring out what it's really like to be loved and to give love. It is nothing more. But it's finally because you figure out, wait a minute, I love me enough now. I can't do that anymore, because then I'm going to get sick. And you don't get to do that to me anymore. You don't get that power anymore. No, I'm sorry. You don't. And if you hate me, I'm okay with that, because even that doesn't hurt anymore. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with living. Just like the parents always say, right? I'm okay with you hating me. Even I hate you. You ruined my life. You ruined my life. I hate you. I can't go to that party. I hate you. You know, and they're like, yep, that's okay. I can live with that. Sorry. Nope, you're not going. Nope, nope, nope. Sorry.
Yeah, the hardest experiences are the most precious.
Aren't they though? And
Yeah,
now imagine being your spirit guide who has to have, who has to understand that emotion, they have to stand by and watch you do the same thing.
yeah,
And yet they can't have any emotion. Do you see how they can't? They can be empathic, but they can't be sad for you. Do you see
yeah,
now how they cannot be sad for us? Or they couldn't do their job, right?
exactly.
Right. They can't be sad for us. God can't be sad for us, or he couldn't do his job for us. Our angels and our guides can't. That's why they're called guides. They guide you, but they can't do it for you. And they're not going to do it for you. And they're not going to be sad when you just decide you're going to sit there in a tantrum or a fit. And you're going to sit there in the process for another 5 or 10 years. They're going to go, honey, I got all the time in the world. Your lifetime is nothing but a breath to me, pal. Nothing but a breath.
Mhm.
Don't care. See you later. I'll be back when you invite me back in. And I'll be here and I love you anyway. And I'll be back.
Yeah, and very, very important to release all of that BS, whatever that was, like shame, guilt, sadness, whatever negative, low vibration that doesn't serve you.
Even how
It
we
doesn't.
feel about, we've got to remember we orchestrated it all. And even what you picked, your hair, your eyes, your body, I don't
Yeah,
care what you guys say, you picked it, like it or not. You did it for a reason because you needed to attract a certain kind of person into your life or people into your life that were going to help you see the light that is inside of you. So stop hating what you look like, embrace your body, love your body, and as soon as you love your body and start talking to your body, it's going to talk back to you. And before you know it, you will metamorphosize. You will love who you are, and it will no longer be changing your physical appearance. Now, that doesn't mean your physical appearance will not change. It will probably change because of how you feel now, but it's not the other way around anymore. It doesn't work that way anymore. It doesn't work.
I just remembered now. Yeah, I just remembered now when he said, uh, and I started about like 2 months ago. When I stand in front of the mirror, I say, hello, beautiful. Not because I think that, but because I wanted to start feeling that way,
Yes.
because this self-confidence issues, it was terrible
And
throughout my life. And now I do not allow myself to even think that I'm not worthy of,
yes,
anything. So it's
yes.
hello, beautiful. I'm beautiful. I have curved nose. I have like 10 kilograms more than I would have to, or whatever. I'm not beautiful, but I am beautiful.
And the first thing when you sent me the message, and I so now mind everybody, I have never met this person before in my life. And I get a private message and I'm like, huh, who's this? And I meet a lot of people, as you can imagine, being on YouTube, I meet a lot of people. So I'm like, all right, who's this? And so I'm thinking, okay, maybe, must be somebody that, saw one of my videos or something. So, and then I read your message and I'm like, oh. And so of course, then you do the old, view the profile, and I'm like, it was like a jolt of lightning. I am not kidding you. And this is what I'm talking about. As soon as I saw your profile picture, I'm like, that's one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, no.
No, I'm not kidding. See? And I'm just like,
No, you saw something from here,
exactly.
Yeah.
But it was but see, this is what I'm saying though, guys. It's, you can call it this or you can call it this, but let me tell you, if you're ugly in here, I don't care what you look like out here.
Yeah.
You're ugly. Ugly.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm talking about. You're right. I did see this because this is what are the windows to our soul. That's what I saw. I saw your soul. I saw our oversouls. I saw the beauty, the aura, the beauty of the person that you were. And you really had very little, if anything, posted on your Facebook page, like at all. There was like nothing there. So it wasn't even like there was anything that I could like even glean what your personality was like, but I didn't need to. You know, what you said to me and then the way you expressed it, and then the way you expressed your reaction when I responded was hilarious. So I was just like, oh my God, I love this person. You know, it was just, you're just like, I have to meet this person. So that's the thing is that people think they're not beautiful, and yet what they don't see is what God sees. They don't see what we see in them. That's what we're seeing now is I saw the God in you. I saw that beautiful being who just wants to express that, wow, I really like your videos, and I didn't see you in a couple of days and was wondering where you've been. And it made me even realize too that it validated even my work. That, you know, when you do this a lot, you know, every day, and it's because I do it because I love it, but you wonder, you know, is anybody really listening? Do they care? Do they, you know, do they just click on for a second and then leave? You know, you don't know. And so we all want to know, exactly, we all want to know we're beautiful, right? We all want to know we're important and that we mean something in someone's life. So that made me feel like I meant something to someone, that I meant something to someone, that I meant something to their day, that when it was missing. And that made me feel really good. And it made me feel that this is why I share these light languages, because just like everybody else is human, I ask myself that a lot. Why am I doing this? Why am I so, you know, doing these? Why am I so wanting to do these light languages every day? And what is the point? And what is the, you know, does it really help? And then when people respond and send messages and comments, and it's such a wonderful thing. And you know, even the messages and comments that we don't necessarily consider as enlightening or appropriate, or even really, you know, high dimensional for that reason, you know, or for that matter, you know, they're still, look at what it teaches us and how much we grow from them. And that's just invaluable, absolutely invaluable. So that self-love thing, and like you said, and that's how, one of the things that I did, where I think it was a year ago where I did, and that was difficult for me too, to do 7 weeks in a row. I committed to 7 days a week doing that Bashar self-love practice. And then every week for 7 weeks, I religiously did a hangout to the public to discuss it and to discuss my experiences. And I was just terrified. And it was also something that I committed to do. And I knew then, once I committed to those 7 weeks, I couldn't back out. So I committed to the 7 weeks at the beginning of the whole thing. And I said, I'm going to do this for 7 weeks. And that was one of the first times that I ever actually committed to something, like, you know, like to the public, and to say it out loud, like that, and to follow through with it, even though I was walking through the fear
and was anybody going to be interested, and would anybody even want to come, or what, so it was a huge thing for me, and Bashar helped me with that. And the weird part about it is that's all it is looking at yourself for a couple of seconds in the mirror every single day and saying a couple of words to ourselves. So when you said that about saying that to yourself about being beautiful, that was really important what you said too. It wasn't because you felt beautiful about yourself, and actually it was typically because we don't feel beautiful about ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's because you wanted to. And that's why I kept pushing through doing those hangouts and the videos, and not pushing like that it was difficult, but every time I let the fear or the doubt set in, I would push myself through the fear, push myself through the doubt, because I knew that on the other side, I was learning something and gaining something very valuable, in many, many, many ways, like when we go to school and we learn something, whether you're learning English or math or physics or geometry or history, when we learn something, we're learning it on a multi-dimensional, it speaks to our heart, it affects our brain, our heart center, so we learn from even a mathematical equation. So we learn things on, we're actually developing ourselves on multi-levels that have nothing necessarily to do with numbers or math. That's the point. And that's the case with everything we do. And so we tend to look at a situation, experience, as, oh, I'm supposed to learn this thing. Well, yeah, but don't discount all of the other layers of all the people you met along the way, and then what happened after you realized that thing. That's the lesson, the experience, the knowledge, the wisdom. Let's call it wisdom, because this is a lifelong learning process, and we are gaining wisdom. These are not lessons, really. We are actually acquiring wisdom. And so each of these feeds into our own personal akash of wisdom that we carry through our world. And then we bring that wisdom with every interaction that we have thereafter, including the interactions that we have with ourselves, even in the mirror, how we feel about our skin, our bodies, our noses, our eyes. I wish I didn't have to wear glasses. I've been wearing glasses all my life. I wish I didn't have to still wear a retainer. I had braces, when I was a kid. There's a lot of things, like you said, it's just, I wish a lot of things. We all wish our hair was, well, maybe not all of us, because you have great hair, but, it's like, we wish we had different hair. We wish, it doesn't matter. We all want something we don't have, Do you know how many years I went through my whole life covering up my ears? Because they're so big, because I look like an elf and an elephant and a fairy and a whatever, all at one time. It's like, I hid my ears all my life. Now I don't care.
Why would you?
Because it was my perception. Well, you know why? Let me give you an example. Because my father used to tell me, oh, look at those big buck teeth. You could eat an apple through a picket fence. Oh my God, look at you. Look at you, Four Eyes. You've got glasses. Oh my God. Look at you now. You have braces and glasses. And then he would say, boy, you sure got a funny looking colored hair. Maybe you should do something about that. And then he would say something like Dumbo, oh, look at your Dumbo ears. Something like, can you fly? Or, well, that's why.
Yeah, but then now there's no reason now to ask, or to think like that.
No. And so I can hang on to all that baggage, and I can say, well, I'm not going to, because I was so in blah, blah, well, sure, I could keep doing that. Or I could say, you know what, I don't care anymore, because yeah, I am a fairy, and I am an elephant, and I am this, and I am that, and I embrace it. And That's fine. It's who I am. I'm supposed to have big teeth because I smile a lot.
And you
You
have a
know?
wonderful smile.
So I used to hate my teeth. I never smile. So
Oh my God.
I know, never. I hated smiling. I wouldn't even smile in pictures. I would cover my mouth because I didn't want people to see my teeth. Because everybody told me all my life my teeth were too big. So then I quit smiling.
Oh,
So
man. Kids, you know.
I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about my parents.
Okay, but kids mainly are those
But
who
and kids too, you know.
laugh. Yeah, and bully and stuff, and I had those experiences, so I know what you're saying.
So you know, I
But
mean,
it's
so
fine.
you grow up believing this stuff, and then it just. But you're right. Now we can say, okay, I was traumatized by all that stuff, and I got to go out through all this hard processes. Well, no, you don't. Not anymore. Not if you don't want to. And that's why we're here today, to talk about this, to release all this stuff and give everybody permission to say, yes, you can hang on to it, or you don't have to. Either one is okay. You don't have to hate yourself for wanting to continue a process. Maybe there's more wisdom you need to gain. Ask yourself, why am I still going through it? There must be more wisdom to gain from this situation, this experience. Otherwise, I'd have let it go. And when it no longer, when this feels less painful, I'll let it go. And that can be this moment, or it can be next week or next year. It's okay, you choose. But the idea is you don't get to blame anybody else anymore for you choosing or not choosing what you decide to experience.
Yeah, and we can call it wisdom, not lessons, for example.
And I
It's
like
wisdom.
that. To
Yeah.
me, that it feels, because that's what feels real to me, that we are gaining this master class of wisdom, that we are reminding ourselves that we're not even becoming wise. We're simply becoming aware of how wise we already are.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's you're not even becoming aware of something. You're not even becoming something you weren't. You're seeing what you already are and were and have been and always will be. It's just you're now seeing it and embracing it. And you're seeing the impact you have on all that is by you being you and authentic.
Oh yeah, about authenticity. You know, I was guided last year. It was a year ago to start making videos about my spiritual awakening. And I didn't want to. I was ashamed because I'm 55, for those who don't know, of course. And I didn't take my degree yet. I've been studying law, and there is one exam left, so I just can't pass it for like 9 or 10 years. And I was ashamed. If I were to make a video, I would be like a known person, you know, public person. And one of those viewers could ask me, well, something about my education, and I would be ashamed. And then when I finally decided to make videos, I couldn't because, you know, the headphones didn't work, microphone didn't work, camera didn't work, and I had this Kundalini awakening, 4 months of hell. You know, I thought I was going to die. And on January 1st this year, I decided to make my first video. So how about the authenticity and getting it's getting done, you know, finally after a year. They wanted me and they waited for a year for me to do this.
And imagine
So
that you did it on 1/1 on 2018, which equals 11, on 11/11 energy. Well, isn't that
yeah,
interesting? What a synchronicity.
everything is synchronicity between two of us. Just normal, it's a regular day, you know.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. This is our new normal.
Yeah.
And that's what Bashar said too, is he said, once you guys figure out that synchronicity is the way you're supposed to live, you'll start to realize that is your new normal. And you're going to start to wonder how you ever did it the other way. You're going to be like, Why did I ever make it so hard the other way, you know?
You know, I can't remember. I try to remember. I don't remember what have I been doing for the last 5 years, because every day was the same pretty much. And what happened in this January? Oh my God! It's like 5 years experience or wisdom. We'll call it wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah.
I remember everything. It's so much. It couldn't. You know, I could write a book, and I was guided actually to write a book before this. Make a video. You should make a video. I was guided to write a book, but I didn't want it. So I will probably do it someday.
Me too.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
I've been writing.
In 1 month.
I even woke up in the middle of the night when I was a little kid. I think I was about 9 or 10. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I walked over to my little desk, and I remember this to this day. And they said, "You are going to write a novel." And I actually sat there, and do you know that I really believed that I could write it by morning? I thought I could write the whole novel by the time I woke up in the morning. Well, then I realized it wasn't going to be as easy as I thought. And then I got really discouraged. And then, but creative writing.
That was a wisdom, you know?
Yeah.
I want to say you learned something new. It was a wisdom experience.
So it was like I learned early, it was like something was telling me early on, you need to tell your story. Like you're going to tell your story. Like you're going, like, you know, something like that. Like, and now that I'm thinking about that incident right now, I realize after my private session with Jim, that is the time Bashar started talking. Bashar's the Shikani race. That was the time that Shell from the Shikani, channeled through Jim Charles, told me was when they started talking to me, was when I was that age, when I woke up in the middle of the night and had that experience about wanting to write the book. That I found out that's when they started talking to me, and they talked to me in my left ear.
Yeah, and I always have this stone in my left ear.
And so you and I, when you said that the other day about your left ear, it's like I got the message that that was part of our connection, is the Shikani connection, is this Syrian connection. And then you've been channeling the Syrian warrior, and so it would only stand to reason. Plus there's so many other lifetimes and timelines that I feel, but I feel like really the ones that, even if like the ones that we've had, even if there weren't like a lot of them, they were so powerful and profound that we're feeling that energy now in this 3D. We're, you know, and sometimes it just, even though I don't get a specific vision, it's this overwhelming wave of like this loving energy that like fills me, and then it's like I get sort of like a not like a glimpse, but I don't even, but it's like a knowing. It's a knowing. It's not even
that's a good word. Yeah,
it's a knowing that, oh, okay, we had a really powerful like experience or lifetime together where it has left such a powerful energy behind that we're still, or I feel like I bump into it. That's a better way to think of it. Like I'll be standing just doing something mundane, like doing laundry. And all of a sudden, I just I'll like bump into like a memory or a feeling. It's not even a memory, but it's like, and it'll like immediately bring tears to my eyes and love in my heart. And even though I have no idea what I've just experienced, because I'm not actually even seeing the thing, the vision, the memory, but it's like a cellular memory that is happening. And it's so powerful, it takes my breath away.
Yeah, well, that's activation, DNA and
and so it's like, and it's just
being activated every day.
But to imagine that connection with another person, and that's what triggers it, though. That's what's so amazing.
Yeah, it's a catalyst, we're catalysts to each other.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to pause just for a second.
Mhm.
Hang on. Hi again. We took a brief pause. Well, yeah, I think we've talked a lot about this and the energies and things, and I don't know if there's really a whole lot. There's a lot of places we can go about the full moon and all that, but there's been a lot of hangouts today all over the world about the full moon and the full moon energy and the eclipse, and really, I think what it boils down to, it's just we're all just becoming aware of all that we are and learning to be okay with it and learning to be okay with sharing it. And one of those things is light languages. And I am very, very grateful to the languages for um, opening up these possibilities to all of us, these, whether it's healing or activating this DNA that we've been this lying dormant all this time within us, um, whether it's to heal whatever we perceive as a wound or a past life wound, because really everything, reality is a perception. Reality is perception. I mean, perception is our perception of something, how we look at the world, how we view a situation, literally creates our reality. And so when we understand that, our whole perception changes. And now we know that we can together safely express ourselves in a way that's unconditional, meaning no conditions, that I don't expect you to react or or behave in a certain way to make me happy, and nor am I going to do the same. But in that authenticity, in that oneness, it's in that oneness that enables all of us to come together, that we wouldn't have been able to before, because we wouldn't have rendezvoused together before, any of us, because we would have been too afraid. We would have not created that reality for ourselves, because we would have been still hiding behind that veil of fear and self-doubt and judgment, and I'm not good enough, or I'm not equal to them, or all of the things that we realize we're just releasing all of that. So
Yeah, and I wasn't even attracted or drawn to the light languages. I became obsessed with them when I found you. It's very interesting because something happened when I watched that first video. I think it was a 3-part video. That's when something happened. And boy, you activated me. And then Will, and
was that
now
the
I speak languages.
was that the first time you had ever heard light languages, was from my videos?
No, I heard them before, but I wasn't drawn to them.
Oh, okay.
Before that.
Okay.
Not at all. I was just, I think I have some Andromedan, origin. So I was looking for Andromedan language on YouTube, and that was it.
Well, now we know. Now we
know.
know through Jacqueline Smith that your Andromedan
Yeah.
connections are now, now that's been validated.
Yeah.
So that's really
Yeah.
cool, huh? And so
That
I'm all got my green energy too. So we're surrounded by this green love, heart chakra energy. And that's, I think, really what, if I had anything that I wanted to call a theme today, or a purpose or a vision, was really, that's all I had in my mind, or in my heart today was. And it's funny because all the cards that I even pulled today were all about heart and heart energy and following your heart and going with the flow.
Um, just so many, there's just so many synchronicities, of course, because we create, you know, that's the funny thing is somebody said that the other day on Facebook that the synchronicities are getting so much that she doesn't pay attention to them anymore because, you know, it's like you no longer get excited. You're like, ah, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. Yeah. And yet we realize that it is the way our life is supposed to be all the time, and that it's not the exception to the rule, it is the rule. And then it almost becomes nonchalant. It almost becomes like, oh yeah, there it is again. There's on the clock, or there's 11222, or whatever, you know, 333, or you think of somebody, and there's a message from them, or you know, it's happening really, really fast now. Just like Bashar said it was going to. Time is becoming slippery, malleable. We're able to stretch time and do more in less time. And so, and understanding and valuing our time, and more people are entertaining that idea of working out of their home because they want to, you know, they're tired of wasting their time doing stressful activities that are not serving them anymore because they think it's for the greater good. Oh, I'm going to, you know, I have to have this high paying job and I've got to drive 50 miles to get there, and I've got a car, you know, and I've got to, you know, commute, and, you know, and just to prove that I'm worthy. And now everybody's like, no, I want to sit and work in my feety pajamas, and I want to make exactly the same amount or more, and I ain't driving anywhere.
Isn't it amazing?
You know, and I'm not going to feel bad about it because this is the way it's supposed to be, because we have this beautiful tool called the internet now, which just allows us to work from anywhere at any time. And we can open portals all over the world. We can speak light languages all over the world together now. We can work together all over the world. We can collaborate with people all over the world. Now you can have somebody designing your website and they live all the way across the world. You know, there's nothing stopping, just like Will always says, unlimit yourself. There is nothing that limits us anymore except for our own beliefs.
Exactly.
And that's what we're here to resolve or dissolve or let go of, or, you know, with all these exercises, if you will, is letting all of that go. I just remembered something. Hang on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know why, but all of a sudden you just have to go with that thing that you get when you get that thing that says go do that thing. So I remembered yesterday that I bought, you know, and this is the first time I've ever bought one like this before, ever. I was guided to buy, funny you were talking about praying, Alex. I was guided to buy a prayer candle. I've never bought a prayer candle before, not an actual prayer candle. So, oops, anyway. So I was guided to this candle yesterday at the grocery store. And it's the guardian angels.
Wow.
So I guess all of a sudden I didn't hear it. I felt something that said, go get your prayer candle. Your guardian angels are here. So there you have it. So this is our way of moving into the segue of taking it to the next level of vibration and speaking light languages together, really with the intention of all of us connecting with our guardian angels and uniting us all together with our guardian angels, it's almost like they're showing me how we're connecting to each other through our guardian angel energies. You know, like raising ourselves up to to meet them in their vibration so that we can closer hear the messages from our guardian angels. And because when we let go of the clutter, you know, when we let go of all these beliefs and, you know, that we call clutter, when we let go of all of that, we hear more clearly. And from the messages from our guides and our guardian angels, we hear that more clearly. So I guess that's why I was kind of guided to get the candle. So my W cup, I just love this cup. I just like that cup. I think that's another one I found in the dollar store. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
That was a different one. Well, that one too, I think I got in the dollar store. I think I did that too. All right, so what intentions do we have today? I mean, really just sending out love, helping us all connect to each other, to our divine selves, to hear that the lion roar within us finally, and walk into that you know, that energy where we know, you know, that we are kings and queens and gods and goddesses, and you know that we you know, can own that now and be playful with it and have fun with it, and connect to our higher selves, our guardian angels, our guides more clearly and fully, and just release anything that we've been wanting to release, even if we don't know what it is, even if we can't identify what it is. Let's ask for that too. Show us, help us identify what we can't see that we need to release, that maybe we're not even aware of. Because a lot of times when we're trying to release something, we say, well, we can't do it. We can't do it. But what's happening is it's because we're not releasing the true cause of the problem. You know, you just keep the Band-Aid, and so
the
now,
consequences, not
and so now they're like, okay, show me. We're being asked to be courageous enough to say, show me what I haven't been seeing. Show me what I have been hiding from myself that was too painful to look at, that now I realize pain is just a perception, and that I don't even need to look at that as painful anymore. And that way it allows me to dissolve it, to shed light on it, and to be able to move forward in this new life that I want to create for myself, you know, without judgment anymore, and to let all of this go, and to show me what needs illumination, even if I can't see it, if I'm not aware of it, and by the synchronicities that happen and the people that come in our lives as the messengers of our higher selves. Because really, you and I right now are our higher selves speaking to each other through each other's images that we've conjured of each other. And that's really how that works. So when we're speaking to each other, we're really speaking to our higher selves. But that's really hard for us to get, you know, to understand.
Well, yeah, you know, now when I think about higher self, I literally think, well, that's me, like from the future. I mean, linearly perceived. There is no time, but linearly, I believe my higher self is me in the future.
Exactly. And that's
ascended master, you know.
and that's exactly the way they want us to start seeing ourselves, as these ascended masters and teachers and the people that came and agreed to help the rest of the world and actually the cosmos, how
Mhm.
this is done, because this has never been done anywhere before. Earth is the only place, and that's sometimes we have a hard time even owning that or understanding the magnitude of the beauty of the uniqueness of what and who we are. Nowhere exists like Earth. Nowhere where we come to do this kind of stuff, job, density. There's nowhere on Earth where this has ever been done. And yet we can't even appreciate the magnitude of what it is that we're doing here and what we're doing for the rest of all that is, that are gaining wisdom from our experience here.
Perfectly put. You know, I've been hearing all the time, receive and release. So I think we should receive whatever is in our highest and best, and release everything that doesn't serve us anymore.
Perfect.
So that's what I'm getting.
That's an absolutely perfect uh, intention for this noun. And so I have my new singing bowl here, which I haven't learned how to make it sing yet. I realize it takes a little bit more practice than I had anticipated. However, it is quite lovely for clearing the energy, releasing, and then ringing in what we want to see as a new manifestation. And then I think that each of us can begin to speak languages in offerings of blessings, of activations, of empowerments, of releasing, of healing, of opening up our heart center, this green loving energy from this full moon lunar eclipse in Leo, this lion energy within us. The sun rules the constellation of Leo, so therefore the sun is what brings us life. The sun is what is our solar plexus, the light inside of us, where we're being asked now to shine our lights brighter than ever before, and to stop making excuses, to stop using disempowering language about ourselves, to start speaking to ourselves in a way that we would speak to another person that we've never met before, someone that we love and revere. Because if you wouldn't say it to them, don't say it to yourself, or about yourself, or about another person. Because when we say it about another person, it is simply a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. That's all. Another person's perception or opinion of you has absolutely nothing to do with you at all. It has to do with what the other person has brought in their filters and their opinions. And we have to remember that we are so worried about hurting another person, about hurting their feelings, about how they're going to react, about what their opinion is going to be about our experience, our wisdom gaining, that we allow them to judge our experience, and we can no longer give another that power, because then we are not living our experience, because then we are too worried about how they're going to react, and then we react based upon that reaction, which is not our highest vibration. And we know now we cannot, it's too painful for us that are raising our vibrations to continue to operate in that frequency.
Yeah. Definitely. We're releasing all of that now.
Yashanya Atalia Satoko Biasanadiwa Alake. Yama Ianakia Satashimia Unawa Kala Sota Samakwa. Sonoa Alake Toa Sono. Mokero Sonopoa Alaseto Gwendasa. Sonola Alakanania. Lokero Sonopalahana Kale Kotoro. Omokoasha. Latero Sonokola Alakia. La Sadakoria Shadokolianda. La Helandia Ana. Ama Ana Kiakwa Satosha. La Nanania. Oporo Soneawa Kalete. La Nania Kalu. Okoasha. Masero Somala Kiana Kola Katorse. Samina. Alase. Solo Kwashinoto Kola Kontore. Metera. La Sopoko Shayawala. La Lianoko. La Tora Sena. Manalate. Pagara se ashano. Okoa. La Senombia Nate. Takena. Oh, Nananayato. Ashia. Tito yada inana na koonto. Mia sore shabi giara sona topala todera sono quella coquea. Potera sono se saliam para sono tela kiwa ohama la setakia shano. Pekera sono lianda sala kera sono no. O pala shano ko se pira sotera sana. Alla torre sama koya shubse. Somebody kia ya na truco. Reantarsi asha kariasa taria korea pala kore. La terra sonora palessa. Misara seniaro somonko anana. Muhasuna ashu ha amatu. Mituse uma anata. Obore seu. Nambu ashu. Nate unda. Ondo salangua shalandiar soro. La terra solandoro soko. Sableanda. La terra sondara shnaro. O la terra sonara salentara. La gorshan. Tabat serasano. Le seru soneamba shikote. Yanara sotava. No para cose longa. So show. Nayua. La henga sonora sopolonga. O sena se la tone nana. Lo tero sona. Peshore. And yes, please respond. Yes, okay.
Maya on kuieti giodo. Die kova kala eo esa. Uma. Kala gogo ye gido kos miedo lo eka. Amwa la wa uze. Negemwa. Imelo gido yoswa awa iye. Uga. Kamalo nie keta sova. Ula gamba Diego dola uza amagi himalaga dona udwa are oyo himeka umakala yo le disi che donome umola lakia dora mekanova gaza where genowara mu amale che peroze evangeno avamieko lume captera voi due e calvua voze aleanga gomele e che trovano audui ecco Amala, Amala che torna una euro che tamaseo che tara. Rialo, eio, uzumaga una, lawe che tera una bu, amale che to, la mazanioka.
Lama don gacha ni hanokwana. O hanokwa gyasata he. Lo he shama hiana kulungo yasanore sabalagoya. O hago shinare. La dera sonera gosana o ano asoto yamago sanare se. So fora sonoria. Aleri sinorangoya yu hashno. So fora sonara. Alahangashina yasata gewa. Ye shani wahanaka. And yes, you speak now not as only the Syrian warrior, but you understand you are speaking as the collective. Mahasinaru Samari Wandusa. You understand now your power even more clearly. Yahasanotara. Lohima Sotopishana Rohango Esanobarianoa Ohano. Losebaso. And the speech flows freely through you now. Ahanua Kusanobashe de Adokolango. Because you are standing in your knowing and in your power, and you know that you are speaking as the collective, and you have the support, the power of this collective with you at all times. Nahana Satnaya Sanato Alawa. So Miya Sotoya, you are not just the warrior, but you are the collective consciousness of this embodiment of this idea. Nahanu Sopari Shanaru Huamboshana. Sakia Sona Hawanoa Shonoria Vasana. Sopira Sonora. And to convey the idea that the wisest warrior is that warrior that lays down his sword. And he speaks from the good of the all and acts from the good and for the good of the all. This is a sign of a great warrior.
Mikasalioko kana, mikana, la kiona kekatamu estekina. Amala ketoro, rokolia matakasenini oko, unika katunwa, lama kanka kenokodo, no tamiga kesewa le kenera katole ama skana waikitoro liamo kakuli kikidoni akastomu. Amala kudue, koto, katakoto, makatono ketoro kala, kudu kusaka digete kunaka, imalaka, imalaka nikatarolaka, yoke sime yaketoro alamo, yeketono ama. Amadioka tiene waki elekto. Imalaka wana yeke sono ayewo. Iwalioka. Imalaka nwake tena makazia.
Niapa yana kolahina ki ohokuyasanatea likianata kialoa sitiasa. And I stand now and embrace the other aspects of myself as I speak this new language that I have held within me. Yahweh Isana, it is now emerging. As I embrace and love this new aspect of myself, I have accepted this new language as a part of me that I have come to share with you now. And it is for me to stand here and tell you now that this is the way of the activations. It is simply allowing and embracing and opening the heart center to all that you are. Not becoming something that you have not already been, but understanding all that you already are. And as soon as you do this, you step through, and easily you become the embodiment of that frequency, of that language, of that part of you that exists and always has existed and always will exist. Yes, it is that simple. Listen. Allow these activations to warm you, to embrace you, to flow through freely through your three-dimensional bloodlines, through your etheric being, flowing through you, like water through sand, like sand through the hourglass, pouring through you, awakening you so you remember your divinity, remember your multi-galactic abilities, that you have the desire to choose to meet and greet and become one with these aspects of yourselves. And that there is nothing to be afraid of if they are you. They are just you. And I understand this now more fully. And I embrace this and I share this with you. It is my highest joy in this now to share this with you. Nahuni amo goda sanaraya.
Yaka tuamieo zukalawa in on eketo zuma awale yo zangu eketo mudwale okete hamye iso ikito alaya hamuhoa le wahu uzwale ige dule Imrakatana uza uziakadle meiko uswahani okwakde de wakuzuikero ueleke amiano waswa uma imwa zuhueleko amogana yo deo luga do yaruangu uleg yoga damanaya.
And I have also come to understand that I can also embody and I am so powerful that I may also experience what it is to feel a singular warrior, to understand going to war, to experience the sadness, to experience the pain, to experience the anguish, to experience the jubilation. I understand that I am so powerful that I can experience that as the soul warrior, that as the collective energy of this embodiment, that I can remember and feel and know the pain, and yet know that I am still beautiful, and I can choose to see myself as a warrior or as a world. I can see myself as I weep into the dirt. I can see that I can become the dirt and the tear. And yet I stand as the great warrior, and I stand as a collective. And yet I am humble and I am meek. And in my vulnerability, I find my strength. And in my strengths, I find my vulnerabilities. I find my softness. And I am one with all things.
Kitakia, inakia tukatia taka. Mikatakalo, ukite ye kuko mikito. La mieke no akata ye kesa. Homye ikite nika. Makina wa istaka tika. Kukula ya iki. Umka, mieka taka. Sabikialara. Homye kitikita orukui. Sakata. Iyakato. Amakatu kata yakato kupisteke soya. Umyeketilia wakata wakati hamanyekekatowekea amolekea za yeko umadikawa.
And just like that, I can pop right over here and become this part of the universe and speak this language and see myself in a new mirror. And I am enjoying this immensely. I am gaining great joy from this new awareness of being able to witness and experience myself as different forms, as different beings, in different ways, in different bodies, in different times. At the blink of an eye, the mere breath, I can become something new, but it is me. And there is no longer fear. There's only bliss. There's only joy. There's only fun. There's only laughter. Yahina, Sita Inea Kania, Sakikia, Tadeki, Ambekia, Sata Inkikia, Tarako, Hania, Akatehia, Nana Kaloko, Hania, Sotoko, Shukrinia, so Tikia, Sanataki, Hania, Sotoya. And I am so powerful know that now that I know it is supposed to be fun, I am supposed to be free. Ya Anatia. And even the strongest and largest of beings that I can imagine myself to be, the largest of dragons, the smallest, it does not matter, for I am all of this, and they are wonderful and perfect. And I am in sheer joy and delight that I am able to remember and witness and experience and love this new life, love this way of seeing myself now. Yanyata, Seataishia, Haya.
Aunque tolio e tiki, ime ke ta au da gamanieka, la ka we de koro e o tiki me yerola, ye ke ta na ia, imala au ke ta una, ye ke da magadia we ye ke tu ala gu me ne ye we de ka dia amanga yo kwani e ko to wa zangu ni le kwani ani ko to ye kwani ko to la u wa ra ni Demola legion dorava mezza io categorizzo profana oita.
It is very interesting now to understand myself as a crystalline being, to see myself as many mirrors and many facets. It's quite fascinating to be able to understand that my consciousness is the creator of all of these beings, and that I, as the consciousness, may experience them simultaneously or all at once at will, that I can shift between these perspectives. And this I have found to be very exciting, very expanding, and that I can now experience myself as my many selves and yet come back to the 0 point. And remember, as I have never before, as a 3-dimensional being, been able to experience my consciousness in the multidimensional realms as I can now. And it is quite fascinating.
Mia katania ko maltakania, makania ke toro, to te kile ke ne tiki tiki wa ie ke. Makina ye, ana una, ke la ka, ie kata. Ke makata ka yo i kiti, unya ka malake tona uma, ie kana, ia kama ie ka, o I iliki.
Tiata ikala si tiata koya tulo ay koya tulo sa palaki si kiti koya lang kaya sa wala na kaya sa pala siya na maya na kikia sa sumi kaya tu kuya ma kaya sa wala sa wala na kaya kado ani kia sa to pas ni kia ti inan sa pala na kaya sa toma like kia sa tikia it's so much fun and I only wish I had known to do this sooner, to do this sooner, but I understand that everything is in perfect timing, and this is my perfect timing, and I am in perfect bliss with this perfect timing. So for in this now, in this way, I understand that this is my highest joy in this now. And everything that I may choose to embrace is my highest joy in that now. And no longer does one need to be attached to the other, because nothing is attached to the other in the sense that I understood before. I am the one who puts the frames together. Yeah, in the order in which I choose to view them. I change the story. I change the view. I change the movie. And I'm in such high joy for the opportunity to expand my self-awareness in this way. I'm finding it extremely joyful. And the guides and angels, as you may wish to refer to them, that are surrounding you now. In your own cheering section. So for now you have met many new beings that are you. But they are also experiencing themselves as themselves. They are meeting you for the first time. And to you, they are a multi-dimensional higher frequency being that they are able to transmit and interact with. And they are also very excited with this.
I sense four beings nodding and smiling, just wanted me. They wanted to say just namaste. But they said whatever they wanted to say. It's so beautiful.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah, in the case of Tabila, ila kutopia Satapila and a Kalakatisana. Satila and a Kalakaria Pasala Kudakoros, Balakonaki, Kia Satansi, Tabriana Ria Barasono, Altona Kintia Satakila, Satisimana Kiso Super Inti, Simana and Kila Superasono, Satisaniana. And these languages and these experiences that you are sharing in this now are extremely powerful for the collective consciousness to activate and empower them in a way that has once again never been done before, because this co-creation has never existed before. Therefore, a new wheel has been turned, a new wave of energy has been sent, a new ripple has been sent to the collective consciousness. This is how powerful these interactions are. Do not discount this power. Do not discount the power that surges through you, through your mind, your body, your spirit, your hands. And yes, you are that powerful, that you have the ability to change all that is simply by you engaging with all that you are. Natase. Sanate sana. Walate nayawa una balautoreshanake. Sannyasa. This is why it is imperative for you to become in touch with the sound within you, the healing vibration that you know is you, and ring that truth, live that truth, meet yourselves. Ya anashatea. Every breath, every sound heals and brings together. Heal meaning whole. Health is holistic. Holistic is becoming whole, becoming all that you are. That is what you feel. You becoming all that you are. Not yet. Bring that now, all of you, into this now, and feel the power that brings you, knowing that these guides, these parts of you, and their guides, and the guides that they're connected to, are all with you at all times, always connected, always. You can't imagine the infinite threads that you are connected to, that are sending you, and you are receiving and sending power to and from, and information, strands of energetic volumes of information every time you breathe.
Yalikatona uka. Amakania ko. Komaleo tiki sewa nie. Amagiono sewa yete. Imeo kania kaka. Zamo eleketo. Uere keneo suwe ke una. La amakania. Uakese. Semalawa yeke no. Unye kata amaniwa kieuza. La mieketa wenye oro okozo.
You have felt the energy of many beings here in this now, in this co-creation, from many parts of the galaxies, from many parts of many other galaxies, from timelines and dimensions that you have yet to discover or understand. These languages and these transmissions are to connect you, to amplify the energies of these permission slips that you have created for yourselves by way of lunar activity, solar activity. Alchemize now and feel the power of every part of creation in this co-creation. As you have felt the energies and listened to the languages of many energies and beings, physical and non-physical. Feel the support, this connective tissue, connecting more and more of the connective tissue within your own physical, crystalline, silicon, energetic, and etheric bodies. Nahaniawa hinakia sadeahara. Nihawa inkia satashe. Leandor soleamba saniara sahi wakonda siasho. Samia. We are in extreme bliss and gratitude for your intention to awaken to yourselves more fully, to see the reflections of the beautiful mirrors that you all are, and to embrace the beauty, each and every design, no longer denying that which you do not understand as part of you, no longer denying a body, shape, appearance, being, entity. There is no longer fear, for they are you. These are your beautiful reflections. Invite them into your room. Invite them into your dream states. Invite them in your day-to-day activities. This is what they want. They want you to feel your joys. They want you to work out these issues with you. They want to sit with you and eat with you and drink with you and play with you and listen to music with you. They want to love with you and laugh with you and entertain with you and share with you all that they are, for they are as desperate, as wanting, as needing to know who you are as you are them, for you are a part of them. They want to know who you are as much as you want to know who they are. You feel them now wanting to make that connection with you, and you them. You are a vessel to hear them, and they are a vessel to hear you. It is time for your galactic conversations. It is time for the conversations that you have with you and your godliness, your beingness, your oneness to all that is. It is time. Release and renew and rejoice. Yadana sate, sokore senliando porindana seniana, kotero senana, latero tiaro sonona, lapiandoro sana calandoroso, katapiandara takata, takata, takata. Sokombia sono yashala data, dumbia sono vashnara sona sarasura shana. For what you dream you are, and what you are, you dream. Yes. We are your divine reflection. In this now, we are your mirror. You know that you are the mirror of God. You are the mirror of Source. You are the mirror of the one light, of the first language, the language of love. Matyas Lorase Kilantis. Mahala Namaste. Yes.
Okay.
Yanti and Yasana Alakateana Rasha. Diana. Kotorianda Yasana Alakonsana. Washuna Akuta Anasu Osuko Shu An Utu Kosotasa.
Kan yo halaua muye hai dua la kwana mua ha yo halua hete enye ko mo hai amma ke u galae doi ke doi kamala rai ke no kiuzo namio ke ta neka la kawa ke sui newa umyala wana kana kuza ala ke amat amatuhno ala ar Yusuf boge neke zola wa konwa nyakanawa amala kama. Kita lagi no kata iye ko da sile kre ke tono gamye ke te o di de kala amala ekatoye da abakina watu kita lima da amekina nyola kania mama wakina ro di koma nile ko intekena makia.
Tiaki entia sati kiasa kia ka aishana Elia satasi kia sataki okoya asati kia la kia salo kona kakia. Sitasia.
Kanya katonia katuala ke bersama dia malah awal kita roy kita dia wani ketawa kawan dia waduh agi nak kawan kawan dia kalau dia berbagi kiraan pun kita anak kita lagi kita dia katan.
Si kati kola ko anta sola kaya. Sabia satakia yasato yanko yasapala hanaka. Si kila ko sabla unan me ato kola ko de yasata. Sata sibi ai sanati le kia sato sabala kia tare siden kila sasawala kata kila ko ni kia tare ki. Funny how you guys chose the word serious or to be so serious. So yeah, the itokarasa one and the kilasata kayasata ilakisata and todoria. And yes, though we do take our work very seriously. Remember, it is supposed to be fun and loving and light and gentle. Gentle. Ya ilakase si tiasana kila atorea. Mitiasano ilakisana semiasa tisanotea. Because remember, the lightest touch carries the most profound sensation. Natasha.
Katana yun ayana ataka ye kita ro ta ye ka za awa katari na imalawa kata uda yara rani kata mi kalawa no o tawani ye kama na wa ye katana rolo kita bum daga wa kita ro na kama.
Sieto iala kapala niata iloka. Sote seriana ila sata iloka. And these light languages elicit a physical response. In many, many ways, you may experience physical responses and reactions that you may not have expected. Know that this is part of your activation process. That you are feeling a love, a sensation that is unfamiliar to you, that is of a greater and higher love. Let it love you, let it envelop you, let it warm you, let it fill you like warm honey, seeping through every pore of you, filling you with liquid love, liquid beauty, as you softly float in this fluid of love. Yatashi.
May yakatana wa amala yakana uta yakana kamera wala kitona yakana yako komana yakamana na uzaiya.
Nakahalikia natiata ikasanoto se elakana atasa. Sotiame kia satosatkia sone sali lakoyanana. I think the time has come to rest my voice.
I've been feeling, they're like telling me each time, you know. So,
Yeah, tell ya. Yeah, it was like they were trying to, they were saying, okay, guys, it's time for you guys to kind of come out of it now and
yeah.
bring yourselves back from the bliss. Boy, talk about Kundalini, man. Whew. Wow, I'm just like,
Oh,
I, yeah. It was as if like I couldn't get any, like I want, they were like, okay, you need to come out now. You've got to stop talking. It's like, yeah, and the thing is that the feeling is so blissful that it's like I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop talking. I don't want to stop connecting that way. I want to stop needing my words and just feel the words behind inside the languages, and not needing to just be there floating with them and being so beautiful in the bliss of it that I just don't want to come out of it. It's like I don't want to stop talking. And then they remind me, you guys are three-dimensional beings still, whether you want to remember that or not. And this is such high volume. I mean, we're talking really high volume, high frequency energy that even our human bodies can only sustain it for a certain length of time. Now, I've been at this probably since I got up this morning. So now that it's like, okay, now it's time for me to regenerate and rejuvenate and integrate all of this, what just happened tonight, that even I'm going to need to integrate all of this in my day, and all of this interaction, between us and all of this, everything that we've talked about tonight. I mean, and all day long, all of this energy coming through. I feel as if right now I'm moving through slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like time and space is just really not actually existing. It's very interesting, the feeling. It's very etheric. And it's like you don't want to come out of it, but then your body says, okay, you need rest. You need to physically get up and move, your body, and rest your throat. Yeah, sati ina kia sata seula kia somia sato sibila hanakola kusinasheka. But it's like I just don't want to stop. It's just so
You know,
wonderful.
when they stopped me for the first time, and when they just nodded and smiled, and I was like, pushed to say namaste, and like they were feeling your energy and your voice, and I think that was about that, it was about that. But then they came back. I could sense it was like angelic beings.
Oh yeah, it was so beautiful. Yeah, it was gorgeous. I could feel them around you. It was very, very interesting. It is, even now, I know they're still here, and
And smiling, of course.
I kept even seeing in my mind's eye little like light beings like moving around the room, even though my eyes were closed. It was as if I could feel them. I mean, I don't know if we'll be able to see them on the video, but I've had that happen in a lot of my videos. Well, some of them, where you can see them in the room, and I don't know it because I've got my eyes closed until I watch the video, and then or somebody will say, "Hey, did you see that at timestamp such and such?" And I'd be like, "No, let me go look," and I'd be like, so I go back and look, and it's like zoom right in front of my face, and it's like, so I think I feel them when they're around, even though I'm, kind of not really here, and so I can sense the beings around you too. So yeah, it was very, very interesting.
The one behind me on my left was the most intense, and that was the most angelic figure I could sense.
And I could feel it on my left side. I can still feel it in my whole left side of my ear. I can feel the energy still there. So it's funny you said yours was on your left and mine's on my left, because I still feel it there. So, boy, I hope you guys all felt what we felt. because it really felt good.
It was amazing, wonderful. I mean, new languages. I was like, what is this?
And I didn't want to stop channeling, but I wanted to say, there's another new one. There's another new one. There's another new one. And I'm like, just be calm. Just keep going. Stay with the flow. Because I kept wanting to jump out, the 3D me. The 3D me. And I kept telling her, shut up. Shut up. She just she wanted to come out and go, Alex, there's another language. And they're like, yes, he knows.
The first one was like, the Syrian, but it was clear. It was never clear like that.
You were like, so fluent. You were just like, and I'm like, yes.
And when you were translating, you know, I felt like, oh, this is the story. You finally get it, and this is the time for your empowerment, and literally releasing everything that doesn't serve you anymore.
Awesome. That was so cool too, because it was as if I was hearing you speaking, and I was able to say what you were saying and feeling. And I don't know if I got it all like verbatim, but it was like I kept getting these like packets of visions of information, and I was literally hearing what you were saying, and then I was seeing this warrior like showing me how he's bent over in tears and how he's
proud. I felt he's proud, so proud.
Yes, it was so.
And the others were laughing. I don't know who were those, but they were so happy and finally.
Yes, I mean, and you could feel so many beings and so much release, and even in this warrior, he felt so like he felt like he was weeping, and he knew that it used to be that would make him weak man, but now he understood that this weakness, this vulnerability, these tears, this connection to him made him so much stronger. It made him see his heart and his vulnerability, and that he was able to express, even as a warrior, the pain and the anguish that he saw and he witnessed, yet he was able to see the beauty of it all and embrace himself as this warrior, but yet also speaking as a collective. It was truly a tremendous experience, feeling and seeing what he was seeing and saying what you were saying. It was pretty incredible for me as well.
Yeah, well, I'm happy you felt it.
That was very exciting, Alex. I'm very excited. I'm very happy that we did this today on this amazing, incredibly energetic portal. I'm trying to come up with some new adjectives besides amazing and but it's like words, our language, I don't care what language you speak, whether it's Serbian or English, I don't care what, there aren't enough words in our own physical three-dimensional languages to express this all of this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and we have been feeling this eclipse energy for so long, like a couple of weeks, definitely.
And I've been feeling it since the 888 energy, the Lion's Gate then, in, that energy. And then we had, and then just one eclipse, and it's been one full moon, new moon, eclipses, and it just one is feeding the energy off the other after the other. And these eclipses, we have to remember, last for months after. So they're literally, one energy is melding into the others, into the other. And we see it as a linear situation, but it's not. It's because that's how we see time. But it's not happening linearly. It's happening, as like the string theory, if you will. It's actually happening all at one time. And we are losing that linearity belief system, and we're starting to see how it's all flowing and how we can flow through time, and time doesn't exist unless we want it to, unless we choose it to, unless we decide in that now we're going to adhere to the belief systems that we collectively decided to say, okay, I'm going to abide by the rules of time so I can play this game. And you and I, who don't like abiding by rules, have never really liked abiding by those rules, which is why we're here with all of these other energetic beings, light workers, and so forth, doing this work that we're doing, while so many people are still completely asleep and clueless to what it is that we're doing. They really have no idea at all. They go about their day-to-day business. They don't even know that people like me and Alex exist. They don't even know you exist out there, that you, because if you're watching this video, you're in the dimensions with us, and because you're in our vibration tribe, right? So, and how they can exist in their 3D world just like the rest of us did, so asleep, and didn't even know. Do you know how mad I was when I found out that Bashar had been channeling all those years and I didn't know about it until I found out about it? I was shouting, literally, angry, mad, shouting at myself and whoever the cosmos would listen, because I couldn't believe that I have denied myself this information when I felt even then I was ready for it. I wanted it. I wasn't like everybody else, but yet I clearly wasn't ready yet. But I was so mad because all my life I knew something was different. And why did it take me so long? Because it did. So
There was another experience to live.
yes,
It wasn't
because
your time.
I wasn't done with the process. I wasn't done. Even though I was begging to be done, on some level, I hadn't gained the wisdom I needed from that experience to continue to take the next step until I was ready. Until I was ready to let it all go. So whoever's out there tonight, if this is your ready, this is your ready. This is your awakening. This is your time. This is your perfect now. This is your aha moment, if you will, where you say, okay, I'm done thinking that way anymore. I'm done. I'm ready. Tomorrow is the beginning. Not only is this interesting that we have this full moon eclipse and lunar and blue moon and blood moon and blah, 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 but tomorrow is the beginning of a brand new month as we see linearly on a calendar. So now I get the fun of being the person who makes light language videos and stuff like I do on YouTube. And I get to say, oh my God, today is the energy of 2, 1, 11, 11, 1, 11. And I'm going to do that probably the whole month of February now, because it's going to be a 2 energy in the 2018 11 energy. So now y'all are going to get sick of hearing me through February talking about the 11-11 energy of February. And all the portals I'm going to take you through in February until we get to the March equinox. When then once again, we have yet another planetary, stellar permission slip for which we can yet walk through another portal together, as then we shift again from the winter to the spring. And again, all of us across the planet then shift our seasons, depending on where we are, southern and northern hemispheres. So it's yet then ushering in. They've been telling me, and I kept hearing the equinox, and so they kept saying that ushering up until that equinox in March, all of this energy that we're experiencing today, together, collectively, and individually, even tonight, this whatever is all part of this next wave of collective portal energy permission slip, if you will, that's going to come in the next wave for the spring equinox. So each one is feeding on the next, and I'm so delighted and blessed and humbled and just by our meeting this month. I even I have let go of things that have been holding me back just this month alone. And I have to say, you know, it's because of meeting you and people like all of you. But, you know, and I have to say that because we need to say that. If something happened tomorrow where I could never see or talk to you again, Alex, I could never live with myself again knowing that I didn't say how I felt. That you would leave this gathering not knowing how I felt. That to me is far less painful now than thinking that you would never know. That to me now is more painful. I no longer fear that. And that's been huge for me. And that's a big gift that you've given me this month. So you need to understand that these go both ways. And so as excited as you were that day, it went both ways. And so that's why you needed to do that for both of us, because we're both a teacher and we're both a student today, in every day, in every moment, just like I was today, just like, you know, so I needed to say that and thank you and say it to the world, because we're so afraid to say to the world how we feel when something like this happens, or we meet a person and then we live in regret when we don't get that opportunity again because we didn't grasp that moment, that now. This is all you have, people. This is all you get, is now, right now. I don't care if you watch this in a year from now, it's your now. So this is all you get. So tell the people how you feel, and you will never imagine the kind of relationships that you can form by reaching out, just like you did that day. We could have never, ever experienced this and gained the wisdom from this had you not walked through that veil and said, I just want her to know how I feel. Where are you at? I really like your videos and I haven't heard from you, and I just want you to know that. So here's my chance to reciprocate to you and say the same to you, Alex. Thank you.
I'm so thankful for meeting you and for everything you have done until now for me, and the things we're going to do in the future together. And I know it and I feel it, because this connection, this relation is going to evolve, and you and I together are going to wake up a lot of people. I just feel that. And you guys for watching, you're already, you know, your spiritual awakening has already started. Maybe you didn't realize that, but you wouldn't be here if it weren't that way. So once again, my wonderful Wendy, thank you for everything. And this was so amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. Always amazing, but that's the most common word, you know. So thank you.
Thank you. I know if there was a bigger or a better word to say, you know, something bigger than gratitude, bigger than, you know, humility, bigger than, there just is no word that we have in any of our languages to express this immense gratitude. So this is why we start to speak languages, because our heart needs to speak the words we don't know how to say, or that we can't, that there are no words for. I should let you go to sleep, and I should probably stop talking so I can save my vocal cords, because I'm sure I've got lots of things I'm going to want to share with everybody tomorrow too. So I've probably got videos to make tomorrow, and 3D stuff too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stop the recording, so at least then I can say goodnight to all of you, and then I'll say goodnight to Alex and let him get some sleep and rest too. Thank you so much for staying up till the wee hours of the morning, Alex, and You're making your body clock go all over the place just so you can spend time with us here and me in the United States and all of you all over there out there in the world in the cosmos. So Niai Sada, thank you so much. Ilakia.
It was my pleasure, and we will make a lot of this together.
Yes, many more videos, Iliatasi, and events. So keep your eyes open, everybody. Watch out for us, because.
Okay, love you. Blessings.
Namaste, Liata.
Namaste.
Mahala, everyone.